You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and
Hello there, welcome to the Flashing Bloke podcast. I'm the maestro. Tries on his tape so they might understand, signs his farewell with a squeeze of his hand. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants and see if I approve. We've got the Brian.
Hello, and no, you're not quite as creepy.
I am going to take that as a high compliment. There are reasons for me saying that, which I will go into because I've been aching to get this off my chest since Saturday morning. And of course, now, hang on a second. Brian, who's that with us?
I thought you knew her.
No.
She just popped in.
No. Have you got a label on you or something, love? Can you tell us who you are?
I'm Lilibet Wonder Girl.
Ba-ba.
Didn't we used to have a companion by that name?
I had a co-host called.
I thought we dropped her off on some planet with the other granddaughter.
Yes,
I have returned from whence I was banished.
Yes, we need to talk granddaughters later.
You
Anyway.
played the chord, didn't you? Damn it!
Anyway, a little bit. Welcome back. How's
Thank
the
you.
family?
They are good. They are as insane as they were the last time, so that's always a good thing.
Florida.
But it was lovely to see them. So I had been ill, and then I got better.
Well, that's nice. We liked that
Yes,
bit.
and then I was traveling.
Yes.
And then this week has been jam-packed with end of the senior year stuff.
Yes.
There's 3 more weeks of the school year, but the seniors are done. So it was just jam-packed with like the final concert, the final performance. It was gorgeous.
The final countdown. Okay, that's
I like that song.
So yeah, it's been a busy 6 weeks.
I
but
did singing.
You did do singing.
Don't tell the UN.
Oh, I'm telling.
Is the maestro contravening UN regulations?
I'm not allowed to sing. It's the only thing the UN ever bloody agreed on.
Well, yes, you are. You're allowed to sing a song about your dog.
Hello, bots. Oh, hello,
I believe
Retta.
it was made by the Great Beatles classic.
I think we have a couple of bots, but we've also Thaco Gaming's tuning in.
Oh yeah,
Which is only right and proper. Retta's here. Hi, Retta. Yeah, we got people, but apparently it says, Retta's here to disagree with us about Doctor Who, everyone.
Oh, good.
Hey, this is what we like. How fast can you type?
why are you challenging chaos incarnate?
I know. Always
You
give
know
Retta.
I have to deal with this next Saturday.
Yeah, but always give Retta the challenge because you know she will rise to it and surpass it.
Yes, but then
And
it's going to be
it's glorious.
TV that suffers.
Do I care about that?
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Yes, good. When the Pebbles... It's too late for the Pebbles to vote when the avalanche has started. Listen, how's your fortnight been, Brian?
Yeah. I've been working on a project.
Good.
for our Savage World system.
Your
And
sadistry, yes.
Got part of it completed, and the other part hadn't been released yet. So I was working on another project in the meantime, and yeah, this is what I do when I'm bored. Yeah, it's a lot. But I know what our next campaign is going to be once this is done.
Yay! I was waving an imaginary flag.
There was much rejoicing.
Yeah, man.
Proper
The
preparation
people
will
are
take
in the
place.
streets. They are. No, my garden just needs cutting down. Right, 3 viewers now. What on Bod's net? This is madness. Right. Oh dear. Fence gate.
Still? Again?
Yeah, man.
Wait, is this Fencegate 2 Electric Boogaloo?
This is Fence Gate, the coda.
Oh.
I hope. It may become an expanded chapter. We'll have to wait and see. Right.
Maybe Fencegate the Reckoning.
One of my panels on the fence, the bottom of it came out. I think I mentioned this, didn't I?
You mentioned that last week.
One of the caretakers very kindly went and screwed it back in for me. Yesterday, I noticed the whole plank had been pulled out. At least I think, I have a nemesis.
Ooh. Is it a nemesis or a nemesis?
Nemesis, I think.
Nemesis.
I'm not going to say
Singular.
well, one would hope. I think I know who it might be. Someone has been complaining because the dog barks.
What do they expect dogs to do?
I don't know. But she
Sit there
doesn't bark
quietly and
very
not do
often.
anything. These
It's only
people
when-
are ruthless.
It's only when I go out that she barks, really. And I can't take her with me up the shops because she's too scared to go over. So I'm not going to force her to do that. So yeah.
But you can't attach her to Fireball and just let her run in front.
Well, yeah, that's how I take her for a walk now. But
Okay.
I can't take her to the shops because she won't go there. So as a result, I've got a load of books blocking up my cat flap.
Okay.
Because you can't let them out.
Can't
when
let
they
the
can
dog
get
out.
of the
The
fence.
cat's got the window to get out of. It's nice and warm, and it'll be fine. So there's that. So I got quite a lot, believe it or not. For somebody with an empty life, I've actually got quite a bit to say tonight. Okay. Hands up, who's heard of The Staggering Stories? Yes, Brian. Okay.
I have. I just think keeping, podcasts.
Trying not to cross the streams.
Yeah, trying not to cross the streams. A little rivalry there. Never friendly rivalry, of course. It never hurt.
Hang on a second, young lady. What's that?
It is a
Is that
blueberry
proper?
lemon Danish.
And
From
you've
the
brought
party
enough for the
cafe
class, have
yesterday?
you?
Well, it's big enough for everybody to share.
Righty-ho, then.
I'm sorry. All I have are allergy medicines to share.
Oh, that's no good.
I got eye drops. Okay,
Trees having sex are my nemesis.
Retta, yes, it is in fact Old Man Purcell's podcast. And the reason I say this is because Old Man Purcell, our brother from another podcast, was 50 years old.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Happy birthday! I said happy birthday on Facebook, so I'm okay for chiming
Bless
in late.
you, child. Well done. Have a lolly. So, he does
Don't
like
have a
having his
lolly.
yeah.
I gotta get some lollies.
My head hurts so bad. My eye infection is back, and it's just.
Oh, no.
So I
Wait,
suspect.
do you have pink eye?
No, just pain. Yeah, so I'm probably going to have to be back in
Yes,
hospital.
Adam. Welcome to the Get Off My Lawn crowd.
No, I'm going to have to probably go to hospital tomorrow again. Right, so there's a reason for this. We celebrated. We did Star Trek in real life.
That sounds fun.
There's a thing in London, Vauxhall in London, called Bridge Crew. A lot of money's been spent on it, you can tell. Because as soon as you walk in there, that's it. You're now...
Coming in for a landing.
Finished, have we?
I hope so.
So, you walk in there, you get changed into uniforms. Then you go into the matter transporter,
As one does.
which is a beautifully doled out lift. But
So you've entered the suicide machine.
well, I was about to say, no transmats I've ever noticed make noises like that. It was a bit like the London Underground in places. But it's a lift. But the conceit obviously is it's a transmat. You go out and you're into the mess area, which is the bar essentially, and where we sort out who's going to do what. And so, as in Star Trek, I mean, it's not Star Trek. They've got their own law. It's not Star Trek. So you've got all sorts of positions. You've got your helm, you've got tactical, you've got radar, you've got navigation, you've got shields, you've got, captain, obviously. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, do please excuse me. I've just seen what Reg has written. Yeah, I ended up on comms because they wanted somebody who was chatty. And they all pointed, because it wasn't just me, there was myself, there was Adam, there was Karen and Keith, fake Keith and real Keith, and young Stephen Clare and Riddler, Gene Riddler. It was ours.
Did you all Shatner at least once or twice?
Well, the problem was, I started off sort of saying, well, we've just seen a red swirly thing in space, and they immediately came back dead serious about it, and I suddenly realised I can't be silly. Thank you, Retta. Yeah, Adam was the captain because it was his birthday. Keith was on helm. Karen was manning 2 stations at once, shields and weapons. She did very well. Jean, I think, was manning 2 stations at once. I know his radar was one of them, but I don't know what the other one was. And poor Stephen was running backwards and forwards, in and out, going down to engineering to have to change things over and everything else like that. It's all computerized. Loads of monitors. Some of them are touch screens. They've got live actors to beam in the stuff. You rescue a guy and he comes in, and we were there for a couple of hours, and the actual mission took over an hour, but it felt like 10 minutes. It was wonderful. I loved I've been dreaming about doing this ever since we used to RPG Trek back in the 90s. We will be going back. They take a note of your progress, so that when you go back, you pick up where you left off.
Oh my!
I'm just going to do this for the folks viewing at home. TLDR: Siobhan discovers LARPing.
TLDR.
Too long, didn't read.
That makes no
Siobhan.
sense.
Too long, didn't read. Siobhan discovers LARPing.
Are you saying that I said too much?
No, I'm just saying you've discovered LARPing.
Well, no, we used to laugh. We used to go down Chislehurst Caves in the pitch black and hit each other with rubber swords. That was organised LARPing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's about as organized as LARPing usually gets.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was far more. It was a simulator, Starship Simulator, basically. You can imagine
It's space LARPing.
You can imagine somebody going, "Okay, open her up," and the front opens up, and there's Kirk. It was.
That sounds amazing.
Very noisy.
It does sound amazing.
It was,
It sounds
and it was
like fun.
cheap. It was only £40.
Oh wow!
Nice.
We both drove up there, Adam and myself, because we just had one too many for the car, and parked close by, which was inexpensive. Fireball Junior was present.
Nice. Excellent.
She comes out of the boot, and I trundle along on my Mark II travel machine quite happily. Huge smile on my face, because I do nothing but smile when I'm driving that thing, because it's made my life so much better. And yeah, got there a bit early, so we went to the cafe next door. And I forgot my purse. I left it at home. That was embarrassing.
But you're going to level up next time you go.
Ha! You say that, Retta. Rubber swords, wimps. In my day, we used broken wooden fence pieces. I used to be a member of the Sealed Knot, the English Civil War Reenactment Society, and we had pikes. Now, they did have rubber bits on the end, just to be on the safe side. But when we used to come from Jersey over to the big events, they didn't like us, because we used the pikes like this. And they wanted us to hold them like that and just push against each other. And it didn't work. Look, it was something to do. Got me out of house. Right, yes. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, space.
LARPing.
Yeah. I had a lovely day.
It sounds.
I know it was Adam's
sounds
birthday, but
fantastic.
I had a lovely day. Fake Keith, Karen. Oh, God. She's a passenger in my car on the way up. And I had my stick in the front, walking stick. And she went, "This is brilliant. I can shake it at Keith," her husband, in the car in front. Yeah, that's fine. First time she tried to do that, she almost opened the door. Realised just in time. I immediately phoned Adam and asked him to swap people. Then she tried again. Of course it's all about me, Retta. Then she tried again. And look, it wasn't the nicest of actual days. It was.
She was in charge of the shields and the weapons, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yep. You can try and link these two
Sounds about
together.
right.
Good luck.
No, that sounds about right.
Because the next time
sounds
she
right.
tried, she wound the window down just as I hit a huge puddle.
That sounds about right.
Self-punishment is what that is.
That was just so funny. It was just a brilliant day. You know, first time out of Fireball Junior, out with all my old friends. It was lovely. It really was.
Excellent. Glad you had a good time.
It was.
Happy birthday to Adam.
Yep.
And congratulations to the crew of the
UCS Takanami.
Yeah.
Do
Congratulations.
you want to know the really odd thing was? I realised 40 years on, I'm suddenly back in uniform and I'm doing communications. My life has just gone in a
You
circle.
have one job on that shit.
And I used that line.
Excellent.
I also used the... Are you sure? It does mean changing the bulb when going to red alert. Oh, dear.
Excellent.
Now, I've reinstalled Discord, but it hasn't made any difference. So, 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to cut you off and bring you back in a second. All right?
Oh, dear
Okay.
God. We're getting cut off.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to have to do this via the task manager. Here we go. Why are there... What? Right. Okay, folks at home, don't worry. Enjoy the roundels, basically. Yeah, Discord at the moment has a hiccup. And even though I have reinstalled it, the same hiccup remains, which is a bit of a problem. Hang on, they'll be back in a second. You get some nice roundels, you know, I mean, what the hell? Here we go. I've got to get the right server. There we go. Oh, look, I'm back again.
The amount of times I could get screenshots off that.
All right, there we go.
Okay, why did you blink us out of existence? again?
Because my even though I have reinstalled Discord, it's still crashing.
Does it think it's a bowl of petunias?
I was thinking more sperm whale. I'm the bowl of petunias, as in, oh no, not again.
I see.
Mm.
Yes.
However, I was much nicer than what Lilibet wanted me to do.
I can believe that.
She wanted
That
me
one,
to
she's
take
got a nasty
a
side.
screenshot.
You don't see it. She's got a nasty
She wanted me to
side.
take a screenshot.
Did she?
You
Did
were
she?
making a very funny face.
Oh, dear.
I
Right.
told her if I did that every time you froze with a funny face, I'd have a full hard drive.
Yeah, and possibly a police investigation.
Oh, and I just want everybody to know that while I blinked out of existence, I came back as a Roman. Every damn time.
I always said you were
Oh,
plastic.
but it means you got shooty hands.
Yes.
Okay.
I just
That-
watched that.
No,
with
no,
my
not
son.
that,
shooty.
yeah,
other
that,
shooty.
Yeah,
that gives a different context nowadays. Shooty
Yeah.
hands. Right. I've got
I
something
have
else I've got to
concealed
get off my
weaponry.
chest. Something else I've got to get off my chest, and it concerns the Devil's Cord. There's going to be spoilers tonight for Doctor Who, okay? So if you haven't
Throw up
seen
the
it,
warning.
No, I can't find it. I can't be asked. Boing, spoilers, boing, spoilers. There is have you both seen it? I know how
Yes,
crap
yes,
we all
I've-
are, so... All right.
Yes.
There is a scene towards the end of The Devil's Cord where the maestro is there wearing a brocade jacket. Obviously with tons of attitude. They then start playing the violin. And I'm thinking to myself, this is very familiar. Brocade jacket, attitude, violin. I could be McFadden, my old role-playing character. The stuff we've got audio trailers and stories and whatever, all on the Staggering Stories site. And then they played the Dance Macabre, which was a huge piece to do with it. And I'm thinking, I'm just sitting there, my mouth's on the floor, and I'm sitting there thinking, that's me. I mean, it's a huge coincidence. Obviously, it's a huge coincidence. It was just the jacket,
Maybe
the
Russell's
violin,
fan.
the attitude, and then on top of that, the Dance Macabre.
So here's the thing. Either Russell may have been a fan
Doubtful.
and filed it away, unconscious, subconsciously, or you're not as unique as you think you are.
Da, da, da. Plus, there's also somebody in drag. Which is essentially what I look like if I actually try and dress normally. Right, what was I going to say?
Spoilers.
Yes. No, we've done the spoilers bit. News.
Oh,
News.
Overnight ratings were very poor, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't
who
matter
cares?
at all.
No,
The
it
overnights
doesn't
haven't.
matter.
The overnights. I'm saying this literally to reassure anybody who might actually be watching this. Who am I kidding? Yeah. Overnights haven't mattered for a good few years now, and now Doctor Who is dropping on the iPlayer at midnight. That is immediately going to hit the live viewing figures. Those overnights are useless. As I think Andrew Mark Thompson said, the only people they have any relevance for now are live event television, a bit like the Eurovision. You know how many people watch that. Everything else, you've got to basically wait a month and get everything collated, and then you'll get the final result. So it'd be interesting to see where it goes.
Even if Disney bothers to release their numbers, which often they don't.
Well, no,
They
we're
won't.
just talking the BBC numbers.
streaming services usually don't.
We're just no, we're talking the BBC numbers, which so you'll have iPlayer hits plus whoever watched live.
Though you can tell the Disney money in this, can't you?
And they've been doing a lot of advertising.
Mm-hmm.
They have.
Yeah,
They
but
have.
there's a lot of Disney in this, and I was looking at it. CGI, the cast.
I'm not so certain it's like that, and it is something we'll come on to. I'll tell you what, if we're going to do this, let's do it properly. Retta, I hate you. I need you to know that. Here we go. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. I don't care. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I still love that bit of music. Right. Our head. A Doctor Who. We don't know which one. Pick a number, any number, shuffle it. And his plucky girl assistant, Ruby Sunday. Well, they go for a little spin, and we get about 5 minutes of nothing but solid exposition.
Well, it's new companion in the TARDIS deal. That you have to explain it for the new people.
You don't
And
need
it's
one
new
huge info dump.
It's new Disney streaming, introducing this to a lot of people who didn't watch the Christmas episode.
You need the info dump.
It's new.
No, it could have been told better. It shouldn't have been an info dump. It should have tried to progress naturally from the story.
I won't disagree that it could have been less exposition-y, but I understand that the episode had a job to do.
Well, there's
Yeah.
something I want to... It'll come to me afterwards. I think the shrinking down to 8 episodes per season is compressing everything. So it was a case of we have to get that out there, get it over and done with, and move.
That's entirely possible.
Right, we're talking about Doctor Who and the Space Babies, Retta. They've landed on the
I
space
did like the
station.
butterfly moment.
Yes, we had a
was
moment of the
good.
butterfly effect, and anybody notice something wrong with the TARDIS landing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's bouncing all over the place in the opening credits.
And that is pertinent, apparently.
Well, it was in Matt Smith's 5th
No,
season,
this
too.
is actually going to be a thing. The way the TARDIS sparks are coming off the TARDIS as she's in the... That apparently is going to be part of it.
Well, she keeps landing in walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she does,
Yeah,
doesn't she?
does.
The poor girl. Oh, dear. So
Poor
anyway...
dear. Well, he drives with the brake on all the time.
No, he doesn't. That was just a joke. All right? I mean, there is a handbrake, but it's got nothing to do with the wheezing, groaning
You know
sound.
what? Let's go Gallifrey 1. We can ask River
No,
Song herself.
We don't go
and-
there. No. That place, there's madness there, Brian. We're not going there. Ever. All right? Promise me you won't. Oh, God. So, yeah. Something I want to... I've got because I'm going to want predictions from both of you at the end of this for what's going on in the series, the story arc, the overall arc. Theories, basically. Joe gets it wrong from the old podcast. So you might want to be thinking about that, because we are having an awful lot thrown at us. Even in Space Babies, which the little word changes and it turns into a butterfly in episode 2. What? Oh, I see what
She's
you mean.
talking about the
Yeah.
butterfly effect.
That is a very good one. I suspect it might have something to do with TARDIS protecting them from the time stream. That's happened before.
Yeah, he did go afterward. He did go into the TARDIS and turn on something to
Thingy.
protect them from
The anti-butterfly button or something.
anti-butterfly effect button
Yeah.
or something. Yeah,
I think that is also the kind of thing that if you're coming to this show fairly new and you're having to say, well, they're going to the past and blah, 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 aren't they going to change stuff? This is a way to answer that question before it even happens.
exactly. That is. However, they have to go back in episode 3 to the past and change that without turning off the butterfly effect button.
Okay, I know what you're saying. All right. However, this isn't the first time we've had that. Do you remember Pete? Or was it Phil?
Mm-hmm.
The Doctor's companion.
Yeah.
12th Doctor's companion. Stepped on the butterfly and vanished from existence. You need, for those wanting to know, Thin Ice is the story. The 12th Doctor and Bill. And where Bill's questioning this whole thing of treading on the butterfly, etc. And the 12th Doctor being the 12th Doctor says, well, that's what happened to Phil. And she goes, who's Phil? She says, see?
Yeah, but prank you play on your little brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know, there's something, I don't trust any of this. I'm so used to RTD with Bad Wolf, with Torchwood, with Saxon. At the moment, especially with the first 2 episodes, everything is important until I can filter it through.
And the old lady is just a red herring until told otherwise.
The old lady.
The neighbor lady that keeps appearing.
Oh, Mrs. Flood.
Yes.
Well, she hasn't. She's only appeared once.
No, she hasn't.
Yes, she has.
No.
Go on then.
She's appeared as Mrs. Flood.
Yep.
She's appeared as the cafeteria lady.
You're getting your Topsy mixed up with your Turvy, my friend. 2 different actresses.
Are we sure?
Oh, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that the actress who is playing the cafeteria
And she played one of the people that abandoned the baby.
Yes. Like I'm saying, I'm pretty sure that her name is a pseudonym. Because
Yes, it is.
Susan Twist. End of...
Guess who might be coming back then?
there's a chance, well, Susan gets mentioned in The Devil's
in depth.
Court. And then you've got it all ends with the twist, the musical number at the end. I don't know. I don't. Who is the one who waits?
I'm kind of hoping she does.
Yeah, but if she does, the way things turned out would mean she was the bad guy. And we don't want Susan.
No,
to be the
was
bad
it?
guy.
No, it wasn't. She left under protest the space station.
No, what I'm saying is, everything that's being built up at the moment, you know, if all the bad guys are saying, oh, the one who waits, it turns out to be Susan, is Susan the
she's
bad
the
guy?
bad guy.
You see? That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
Oh, the number was fun. It's a one-off. Like I said to you last night, you know, 61 years we've had 2 musical numbers. It doesn't
came
matter.
out of nowhere. I have to...
Interesting you say that. Russell T Davies himself says, the trouble with musical numbers is they have to be earned. And he thought he'd earned it. I'm not so certain.
Okay, I disagree that musical numbers have to be earned because I like musical numbers. However, I will say that a good musical number, the characters go into the musical number. During the musical number, they change in some way and they come out different.
Whereas this was celebrating the change.
This was celebrating.
Yes.
So this, although there were some clever lines, which, since we're kind of just talking about this as an amalgam,
It might as well be because everybody's going to watch it back to back anyway.
my favorite line is where the doctor says, "Oh, I thought that was non-diegetic."
Yeah. And I looked that up.
Yes.
It's music that isn't part of the actual narrative that's going
Correct.
on. It sits outside the narrative. So, like incidental music.
Right, and background music. Right, what we're hearing, but the characters don't, which implies that the doctor hears the music.
This is leading me to another theory. Oh, I'm full of them. Oh, I'm
Well,
full
there's
of it.
also all the fourth wall breaks.
That's where I'm heading. Yep, linking that together. Plus, if you notice, apart from Maestro starting off the bass line of the Who theme, Ruby was playing the Doctor Who theme on the jukebox.
Yes.
Yes.
I think, because the fourth wall breaks are another, there's a chance we might be seeing a return of the Land of Fiction.
That's entirely possible.
It
Because
could be.
The Mind Robber, for
Space-
those that don't know.
because the space babies, their whole thing is that they're in a story.
Yeah,
Yep.
the bogeyman. Yeah, I'm sorry, you call them boogers, don't you? We call them bogies, because bogies is a good word. Bogies!
Yeah.
See,
call
we
them-
usually call it boogeyman.
Fair
yes.
enough. But we're
So it
just
works.
down and dirty with the bogey.
So they said all the learning software went wrong or whatever and created this. But there's an awful, and also, because Russell, bless his heart, is not a subtle themester, theme is, to him, something that is in large flashing neon letters. This is my theme. Pay attention. The Doctor and Ruby have the same backstory, and they've been incredibly clear about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Ruby and the Doctor comes out and says, "Look, we can't go back to that. I can't take you." And then I like that Ruby's
Well, remember
like,
what happened with Rose.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but he made it a rule.
Yes, he made
And
it.
what about the Doctor? Do we know? He breaks all the rules.
And he lies. But
Yeah.
also, I like that she immediately said, like, "Well, you're wrong," and then goes to see her adoptive mom, which is lovely. But I like that they keep establishing, like, look, we were both abandoned. We both don't really know where we come from. Both of us can't go back and find
I don't
who
want
we
to
are.
because again, short season. I don't want them to hammer that in every episode.
I don't think they have to, but I think they had to make it clear because I think this is part of the continuing theme.
I agree.
Yeah, it is definitely a plot point for this meta arc.
There's so much there. I love the fact that we've sat here and we've been talking about it, and no one's gone, "I really like Shooty," or "I really like." No one's talking about the cast. We're engaged with the story first and foremost, and the cast, we accept them. Yep, this is it. This is Doctor Who and these companions. You know,
Well, did you see how Ruby was behaving when the Doctor was going into exposition phase? Okay, Planet, parking that here.
They're an excellent team. They're a really good team.
They are. And I like that these stories, and I understand why some other people might not, and that's fair enough. There have been a lot of Doctor Who stories I didn't like or care about. I
Unworthy of the diamond logo.
Oh well.
Get over it.
I also don't particularly care about the whole Chibnall childhood doctors from somewhere else business, but clearly now it's part of the plot, so I care about it. I didn't care about that whole other thing, but anyway.
I think it may have been a bit like the 8th Doctor being half human, which gets forgotten about, but instead another showrunner's come along and picked up with that and said, "This is a gift for me. I'm going to run with it." So it makes it a thing, a proper thing.
But what I've liked about this is that they have embraced joy.
Yes.
And I think that's maybe one of the reasons that some older fans and fans of Doctor Who from way back.
Thank you. Be very carefully with your words.
Maybe uncomfortable with it, because I've seen a lot of people who are clearly uncomfortable with it, and
I've
like
seen it
Dr.
split. It's a split.
I think that the last several years, a lot about the Doctor, and certainly like stuff in the New Adventures, all that kind of thing, is about emotional damage and putting the characters through hell. And that's a very...
The thing is, the 14th Doctor
wears
is the
on
full
you.
stop to that.
Yes, and I like Doctor Who when it's an adventure out in space, and I like the joy. That's why I enjoyed the musical number. Did it really bring anything to the story? No, and
not at all. Except for
Thomas,
that, there's always a twist at the end. That one line.
Yep.
Thomas did make a point, and I'll come back to it later when we were talking earlier today. And I will come back to that.
She's being briefed, Brian. She's got staff. She's got staff.
She takes notes.
She's got an actual doctor talking to her.
She actually takes notes. So
I feel so inadequate. Inadequate, Brian. That's how I feel.
Well, what he said, and I think it's an excellent thing, is in the lead up to that song, which basically, as you said, is the celebration of music returning to the world. He said, if you saw a very brief, if they trimmed just a few seconds off of a few scenes earlier and gave you 45 seconds of a montage of people being afraid of music, like parents telling kids, no, don't do that when they're tapping their feet, and then slowly realizing that it was safe to have music again.
That would feel earned.
That led into the musical number of music bursting out of people, that would have made that better.
Mm-hmm.
We are mixing up Space Babies and The Devil's
Yeah, we're
Court.
jumping around.
It's
There
just a
is
joint
one thing
review.
that I do hope they keep doing, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Period costumes.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
got one coming up in a couple of episodes.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun period costumes.
Yeah. Dress up. I mean, you have a ship that.
Well,
you
this
know,
is the
as
first
big
time
as
they're
the
really
universe.
going for it.
If
This
they
is
got
the
Disney
first time
money.
they're really going for
It's
it.
the Disney money.
I know, I
You
don't
don't
think
have-
it is. I think it's the fact they've got a really cool, stylish doctor
Well, they
that
do
too.
that too,
who
but
will
like,
wear anything.
and looks good in everything.
Yes.
They both
And
look
so
good.
annoying.
But at some point in the future, you're going to have Blu-ray commentaries of these episodes, with Janet going, "How come they get costume changes?"
Yep.
Janet, from her old age bed,
Yes.
basically still saying, yeah. By the way, I'd just like to say that I believe Whoville are trying to book the babies for 2044.
Listen, those kids are going to have residuals coming in for the rest of their lives, and the convention circuit whenever they want it.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Yeah. The thing is, what
I-
stories can they tell? They can't. They won't remember a bloody thing.
matter. I enjoyed that episode.
I did as well. It was light-hearted. It was fun. I loved the fact the Bogeyman. It just snapped straight. But again, fictional. The Bogeyman. No, I thought no, that works. That's
also
okay for
like,
me. And the
though-
babies were wonderful.
They were adorable. I do think there's flaws in the logic of if they didn't age if their body didn't age, but clearly their minds have aged, would they be 6 years old? They don't talk like 6-year-olds. They don't act like
I know
6-year-olds
what
in
you're saying.
tiny bodies.
Yeah.
They act like babies.
There's a slight disconnect there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think, but you need them to be cognitively old enough to be able to do the things that they do. So I understand why they did it, but I love the idea. One, again, not subtle. Russell's theming there, but I also love the idea that, and introducing new viewers to the idea that just because something's scary or ugly doesn't mean it's a monster,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is
right.
very important in Doctor Who.
And I love how they were howling at the end along with the monster.
Yeah,
Yes,
because they were scared
he
for the
was
monster.
One of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
And the Doctor saying, "Why did I run? I love new things."
And that gets explained.
And getting yes. And I think that's important. One, it made for a good episode, but two, it's important to the character and the themes of the show.
I just need to read out. It could have been a delayed development for the babies. No, Retta, that's called a Trump supporter.
No, it could have been, and they're not getting as much input as they otherwise would have done.
Yeah.
They're only hearing one voice. They're hearing really limited vocabulary.
They've never been held.
They've never been held, which
Oh,
absolutely
that
we
broke
know.
my heart.
That's and she thought she was protecting them by not letting them see her, and in fact she's hurting them.
Yeah.
Again, which she does again with the boogeyman.
Mhm.
She thinks she's protecting her children, and she's actually hurting one of them.
But
we all
incidentally, I
make
love the
mistakes.
nanny filter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was a good keep this G rated.
We need to have a nanny filter on this effing show.
Fuck that. Right. Now I've startled Retta with a talk about Trump. I know you don't do politics, love. We'll leave it there. Which we've been very good tonight. We haven't said anything about politics.
Well,
Well,
it's a
people
good
are
thing they
watching
don't
this
let me
like
be in
the
charge
OJ
of the
trial.
world because they wouldn't like it.
No.
I'd send them all.
I just burst into tears, quite frankly.
I'd send them
Anyway.
all to the naughty step.
I say that if
and
they
then-
want a war, they fight it themselves.
No, we keep our hands, feet, and objects to ourselves.
Oh, even better. No,
It's
I-
really
I-
not that difficult.
I honestly think, though,
People like
seriously,
yourself.
if politicians were made to do the actual fighting, there would never be a war.
or it would be very short indeed.
Yes.
Because they're all 90.
Yeah. Right. Okie dokie. Thoughts, please. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Jinx Monsoon as the maestro. And I caught a clip of her maybe the day before in a trailer or something, or teaser. And it suddenly... She pitched it exactly for that sort of Doctor Who villain. We've seen similar performances where they go really high, but they don't go too high. And this
I
was
had a
pitch
small
perfect.
problem with it.
All right, go on.
We've seen the Doctor go up against gods, small g, before. They've usually turned out to be what? AI, aliens masquerading, things like that.
Fenric,
Real world
the
stuff.
Animus. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on. Yeah, go on.
This.
Oh, hang on. Stop. Hang on.
Oh, geez, that froze.
Yeah, we've frozen again, boys and girls, so we're going to go back to the roundels, because I know how much you like the roundels. And then we'll come back and we'll carry on and let
Oh, I
Brian
love the round
continue.
things.
Okay, right, here we go then. Back in a mo. Beep. Right, like I say, folks, I am so sorry about this. I don't know how to adjust it. I really don't. Like I say, I've tried reinstalling, but for some reason it just doesn't want to know. Still, roundels. Doesn't get better than roundels. Where are we? Flashing Blade. And there's Auntie. That's me.
Gives me a chance to have a bite of my snack.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
I see you.
No, you don't.
Snack.
No,
I've already eaten tonight, so I'm cool.
we are figments of your imagination.
Fuck, someone give me a world-class psychiatrist.
Blade.
Which reminds me, incidentally, I'll put a link, I think in the general on Thaco Gaming. It's a Twitter thread, a Twitter account. It's Frasier plays D&D. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
yes,
I thought-
that's a great account.
It's so... He's captured the characters perfectly.
Yes.
And
Yes, you
it's-
can hear their voices in your head.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you can just hear Martin about to snap. It's just... Niles is a barbarian. Oh, dear. Right, okay. Right, we've got to carry on.
Okay.
Jinx Monsoon. Yeah, Brian, you were saying
So
something about it.
I had a small problem with this because, like I said, we've seen the Doctor go up against, gods,
Gods, yeah.
small g, but they've never really been godly. They didn't have the power level. I'm very concerned about power creep in this.
May I? Can I come back
Because-
with an answer?
In a second,
By all means.
because the Maestro is almost the first real true eldritch horror god that we've seen in this, from beyond space and time,
Fenric.
able to reshape reality to its whim. Don't say Omega, because that was only in a pocket dimension.
Cthulhu.
Wasn't in Doctor Who.
Well, it was in the New Adventures.
Books don't count.
Books don't count. It's not the same. But where are they going to go
Sorry,
with
New
this?
Adventures continuity is canon to me.
But the question is, where are they going to go with this?
Well, that's a very
It's
good point.
bigger and better. It's power creep.
However,
It's something that comic book fans have been crying about for years.
Hang on,
I
I've
mean,
got-
look at Batman. Recent issue, he was fighting Failsafe on the moon, got blown off the moon with a tank of air in just his suit, and fell to Earth.
yeah, that Doctor's never done that, have they?
If I had to quote Batman, if I had a week, I couldn't explain all the things that were wrong with that.
It's never happened to the Doctor before, though, has it? I mean, never happened in the Doctor, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I say the Witch because it's Madge Orwell! And then, of course, the Woman Who Fell to Earth.
What?
She was kicked out of the
Falling
TARDIS.
from the moon?
Well, no, but Earth orbit.
Surviving from the moon to land.
Earth orbit.
So the Doctor was in the middle of regeneration at that point.
Yeah, what about the Matt Smith one?
What about Matt Smith one?
It was Christmas.
All right.
You don't need any other explanation.
Yeah.
Right.
Bad
Now,
things
let
don't
me
happen
come
at
back to
Christmas.
you. Let me come back on what you're saying here.
Okay.
This season is taking Doctor Who in a very, very different direction. That direction
Yes.
being, until this moment, the Doctor has lived in a rational universe. Rassilon made sure of that. Now, the gaps have opened. We're now getting creatures like this who can just use, for all intents and purposes, magic. And I want to see how the Doctor's going to cope with this, because the first thing he did when he heard the giggle in the Devil's Cord was run. He was terrified. So I see what you're saying about power creep, but it may not last. I think this is
I'm hoping it doesn't last. I'd like some more down to earth, small scale episodes.
We'll get that. We will get that.
Well, and I
It's-
think the baby one was a small scale episode.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
at stake there was the baby's lives and people on the space station. That was the stakes.
Yes, but that was also the setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
I suspect next week's will be a separate one because it's written by Stephen Moffat.
Oh, good. I generally like Moffat.
Oh dear. What new thing am I going to be terrified of now?
No Boom today, Brian. Boom next Saturday. There's always Boom next Saturday, but no Boom today. I got an Ivana
Well,
quote
there's
in.
always a boom on Saturday because I run the game.
Oh, that's the point. Next week we're doing the RPG. We'll tell you about that afterwards. Right.
I also like that the Doctor doesn't defeat Maestro.
This causes her to retreat.
I love the
No.
fact that it was Paul
No.
McCartney and John Lennon
Yes,
together.
they defeat Maestro. Although I wish that the tune had been the opening of a Beatles song.
Now,
It should have been.
I think someone mentioned it's actually the closing chord of a Beatles song, and it could be A Day in the
Yes.
Life.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Is it?
It
Okay.
could
Day in
be.
the Life, the closing chord. That's why they had to be the ones who did it.
Okay, I did not recognize that.
That's all right. One chord out of how many?
Well, and Day in the Life's not a song I like very much. So
And I don't begrudge them for going back to see the Abbey Road album get recorded.
Well, wouldn't you do that?
That's a great moment in history.
Exactly.
I
I
would've
mean, he
gone
can't
back
believe
to
that
see
he
Live
hadn't
Aid.
done it. I'd
I
love
would
to
have
see
gone
that.
back to see Live Aid, with 20 million of my closest personal friends in Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, I wouldn't be hungover this time. That would be nice.
It would have been a good show.
We DJ'd the night before, and my friend was driving, so he got given 2 big bottles of Coke. I got given 2 big bottles of cider. God, the following day, trying to watch Live Aid. My head.
Oh,
You meant soda. Okay.
yes.
It was
yes,
the
it meant
80s.
soda. That's true.
It's the 80s. You have to clarify.
No, it was Coca-Cola,
Thank you for clarifying.
I think.
That is not what he thought you meant.
Could have
You
been
said
Pepsi.
Coke.
Oh,
It was the 80s.
Here's the thing, that's not generally-
Yes,
that's not usually measured in bottles.
Yeah.
No, true.
Yeah,
God.
Simon was driving. But like I said, I suffered the following day. What about you, Lilibet? Where would you? We've never done this before. Where would you go in the TARDIS?
Oh, where would I go?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done this before.
No. It's a good question.
Mhm.
Um,
I wouldn't go to what's its name? Oh fuck! I blanked on the concert.
You're catching me disease.
Yeah, no.
a good question.
Oh, apparently our voices are out of sync with the video. So.
Oh, excellent.
Hooray!
That's
yes,
what I-
you too can be in a martial arts movie.
It would not be a Flashing Blade show if we did not have technical difficulties.
Standards? Who needs standards?
That it's a very good question. I don't know. Obviously avoiding personal timeline because you can't interact with your own personal timeline.
Except he did go back and say, "I'm over there."
Yeah, but he's not interacting with himself. He's just
Yeah,
he's in the same time period.
he was about ready to, though. I think they're going back to Trotter's Lane at some point.
Totter's
think-
Lane.
Trotter's Lane.
Trotter's Lane. That's
Over by the horse
That's
pens.
Trotter's independent trading company.
Yeah, I don't know where I don't know.
All right.
Um,
I wouldn't go back in time, because there are rules. These are the rules I learnt when going back to that Doctor Who role-playing game. You'll notice that the Doctor tends to keep all their visits to Gallifrey in a linear fashion. Doesn't go back in time at all. So if they appear 500 years in the future on Gallifrey, between those two times they can't then go back, because there's a danger that whatever they might do, even their very presence, could split that timeline. One timeline where they're not there, one timeline where they are there, which is why you can't go back in time. It's too dangerous. So if I were, for example, to turn around and say, I'd love to see what it was like in 2050, I could go to 2050, but I couldn't come back to 2024 because it could fuck things up for 2050. I learnt that the hard way by destroying a planet. So, yeah, I've lived with these rules for a very long time, and I have no life. I know my temporal theory.
well, I think cats would enjoy traveling in time.
Yes, they would knock all the things off the tables,
Yes. Yes.
including the dinosaurs off the flat Earth.
Where is Rosie?
She was fed her dinner earlier, so she is somewhere, probably upstairs having a nap. There's very good sunlight upstairs in the bedroom at this time of day, so she's probably having a nice nap.
My lot are all asleep. Quite surprised. So, predictions then, Brian. What's your prediction for this story? For this story arc? Where do you think this is going to go by the end of episode 8? And remember, some of this might not get answered this season.
No, this little part is going to get answered by the end of the season.
Which one, sorry?
Who is Ruby's mother and father?
Okay.
That's going to have to get answered by the end of the season.
Okay. Point. Millie Gibson, Ruby Sunday, is not in the Christmas special. She's back next year as a regular companion. But
good.
We've got a guest companion for Christmas, like Russell T.
Because
Davies always
as
did.
far as I'm aware, she was released after this season. And she hasn't been back. They already replaced her.
No. There is another companion coming up, but Ruby Sunday's in the next season.
Okay. All right.
It's typical
They did a
Russell T.
photo shoot.
Davies. It's what they do. Normally he has one companion per season. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Rose, all right, the Doctor changes, so Rose again. Then you have Martha. Then you have Donna, and then a couple of little.
And there's a handoff of the Doctor to the new person.
Yeah, essentially, or you'll wait until after Christmas after you've had Kylie Minogue, and you get a new story where they'll meet the new companion. It's something similar happening here, I think. You've got 8 episodes, and if the finale is about Ruby's parents and whatever, perhaps it is a case of he's giving her room to breathe, and he's travelling on his own. Blah, Christmas adventure.
I kind of
happens.
hope it is about Ruby's parents, because that was Ruby in the cloak dropping the baby off.
You sure on that one? Can we pin you to that?
Yeah.
All right.
The picture of the person walking away in the cloak, not turning around, I'm willing to bet that was Millie.
Also, in the Doctor's
Blinovich
memory, that has now
limitation effect.
changed. Yeah, but that has now changed because when the Doctor was remembering the memory, the lady was pointing at him, which isn't what happened before.
Right.
So
Right,
that moment is
something
in
happened.
flux.
I'm thinking Blinovich limitation effect there. Yeah. So, a little bit.
I like the idea that we are in some kind of fictionalized or some kind of situation where the normal rules are suspended or where something's creeping in, because we see that with the Christmas episode with the dancing and the singing. This doctor sings and dances. I kind of love that. I think that's great. I wouldn't mind if there was singing and dancing most episodes. But
I would. I mean,
Yeah, it's
like,
gotta be
like I
special.
said to Retta, twice in 61 years. That's great. Thanks. Move on now.
most people
It's
would,
got to
and that's
be earned.
that's fine.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought, oh, yeah, I'm happy with this.
So,
but- I'm not a
I
fool.
did expect though at the end of that song that for them to happily go in the TARDIS and then have a little jump scare moment of a musical note in the air or something like that. But it does seem like the normal rules are being twisted and suspended. With first the toy maker and now Maestro and the playing with reality and then stories coming to life essentially. I think that there is some fracturing and all the fourth wall breaks and the lining up of the Doctor and Ruby's personal backgrounds. That could be thematic, but it's been emphasized enough that I think it's going to have a payoff.
I think so too.
Yes.
Um,
I think the neighbor is still just a red herring until proven
Mrs.
otherwise.
Flood. Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see. Myself, I'm leaning to the land of fiction. For some reason, the one who waits makes me think of Omega. Other people have mentioned Sutek.
Yeah, I've thought of Omega, but he
Maybe?
doesn't fit. He doesn't fit.
So,
It's definitely not. But I would love if it were Amy and Rory, because
Why-
it's the
why-
girl who
why
waited
have
and the
you-
boy
hang
who
on.
waited.
why do you say it's definitely not Omega? Why have you ruled him out?
Oh no, not definitely not Omega. It's definitely not Amy and Rory. Because they're not doing that in brand new Disney Doctor Who. They're not
No,
bringing
right,
no,
that.
they're not
exactly.
going to do that. No.
It'd be cool as all hell, but no.
It would be great, but they're not going.
Far too continuity heavy, to be honest.
Yeah, and no, they're not gonna. I think if they're gonna bring someone back, like I think they've talked about Susan. Now, given that they were already in 63, they kind of had to say something.
Yes.
It had to be acknowledged.
Why didn't the first Doctor have a problem with there not being any music?
Well, because it didn't exist at that point.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. This Doctor makes it happen.
Right, but sure. So what you're saying is it wouldn't have affected the first Doctor in the slightest.
Correct.
Why not?
They might be in a bubble universe.
Oh, you see it. You start messing around. I told you. You start messing around.
You start messing around, you start having omnipotent, semi-omnipotent beings going back and changing things.
But
There's going to be a...
Here's my feeling, is that we also have to think about this from a storytelling to a new audience on a new platform perspective.
Yeah.
I disagree. I'm just wanting. Well, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, this is what I think, that if they introduce it, if he talks about it, if it's referenced, if we see there's way too many flashbacks already. Not references, but like literal flashbacks. I don't need a flashback to something you showed me 20 minutes ago on a streaming service. I don't need that. If please respect me as an audience. I don't need flashbacks.
Too late for that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't need to be done.
I know.
If you were sorry, sideways rant. That
No,
also-
That's
go
why they
for
have
it.
the skip
Another bit
button.
rant.
They have the skip button for a reason.
If you are referencing something that happened 4, 5, or 6 episodes ago, like, okay, say we get to the end of the season and they're referencing something from the first episode. Fine. Flashbacks are fine. It happened a long time ago. If people
Well,
are
they
streaming
did that
it,
with
they're streaming it.
Eccleston. So-
Right. That's fine. They do it with Matt Smith. They flash back to moments when he's traveling back in his own personal time, and we see him with Amy with her eyes closed, and we get that moment again. Fine. That happened a long time ago.
Do you
You're
know,
trying
I
to remember-
spotted there was a problem there when that
Yes,
first
you
got
did.
shown. I
Yes, you
thought,
did.
hang on, he didn't have his jacket on. Why has he got
Yeah.
his jacket on? And why is that different?
Yes.
And I thought,
And it didn't make any
it's
sense in
Moffat!
context, but it was.
It's Moffat!
But I do not, and they did it both in episode 2 and episode 3. I do not, and they may have done it in the Christmas. I do not need a flashback to something that, when they say, "Oh, remember such and such," and then I get a flashback. I need. First of all, I don't need a flashback. Secondly, I don't need. If you tell me, remember, respect that I did.
Yeah,
And if I didn't, I can go back.
you're fighting the television industry here, love. You're tilting
Well,
at
I'm right,
windmills.
and they're wrong, and they.
Yes,
can
I
push themselves
totally
back.
agree with you, but you're tilting at windmills.
But
But
coming
yeah,
back
it's not Omega.
Right.
I don't think that they're going to put anything in the final that doesn't get referenced during the season.
It'll be interesting to see.
So
I,
if we get a reference to Omega, then maybe
I think the whole Susan thing is a possibility.
that's a possibility.
That's what I'm hoping for, actually.
By the way, a quick nod to June Hudson, the old costume
Yeah.
designer, designed Tom season 18. She appeared in the flesh in Doctor Who.
She did.
And people are now saying, can we have her turn up once a season like a Stan Lee cameo, please?
That would be lovely.
That would be fantastic.
And then people start going, it's the Rani. Oh, dear.
It's not the Ronnie. It's never the Ronnie.
So, Doctor Who and the Space Babies, thumbs up or down?
Oh, thumbs
Or
up.
in mouth?
We'll go up.
I think if you hate Doctor Who being whimsical or a bit weird, you're gonna hate it.
I was going to say, why are you watching?
Well, I mean, if you like,
Go watch something else.
if you like Resurrection of the Daleks, you
Say
will not like
would.
Space Babies
So it doesn't
because-
understand Doctor Who.
because this is not serious Doctor Who. It is, it has very heavy messaging, and very important points to make, and I love the connection of the Doctor telling, I can't remember which baby it was, that they are unique and special, even though they're different.
Poppy,
No one going to
Captain
mention
Poppy.
the obvious reference or allegory to the abortion debate in America.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, very
And,
obvious.
well,
Let's not
Ruby
slow
did
it.
reference it.
Yeah.
Kind of got an idea.
I have recently, because it was the last week with my students and it was like make up work and have a good time and just relax. I did recently show them Vampires of Venice,
Okay.
and because we had been reading Dracula, there's
Why,
a line
you
in there.
didn't show them State of Decay?
I did not show them State of Decay. I have an hour and a half.
Hang on a second. State of Decay is 50, 20. You could shorten it down a bit.
Yeah.
Take out the cliffhanger.
Just cut out the title and the
yeah,
end
yeah,
scene.
yeah, you'll be fine.
Uh,
And you can
but
get them
there's
to
a
draw
line
the
in there.
beards.
where the Doctor, what condemns the villain is that she did not remember
No, their
Isabella's
names.
name,
No, I remember.
and that everybody is important,
Mm-hmm.
and that is such an essential theme of Doctor Who.
Well, it's
Everyone is
something
important.
you do try to impress on your students, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely essential that they know that they are important and valuable.
Here are students. I have hopes for you lot. Brian, what do you think? Did you enjoy Doctor and the Space Babies?
Yes. After realizing it was a story and things were programmed that way, made it easier to stomach. But but then again, Space Babies. I mean, that was already a Disney property, wasn't it?
Muppet Baby.
No, there were actually
come true.
they actually did something like that before. Hyper intelligent babies,
God.
Oh,
baby
there's a
geniuses,
movie.
or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. There's quite a
Yeah.
few movies. There's Look Who's Talking. There's all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's such a link, but I'm not really seeing the Disney in it yet. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Okay,
We'll have to wait and see, quite frankly.
wasn't bad. The exposition was okay. I mean, for new people, it had to be done. It had to be in there.
And the last
I
several.
like the
seasons have been
little
real
red
exposition.
herring thing that Davies just keeps throwing up about the neighbor.
Hmm.
Just keeps throwing it out every time.
No, Mrs. Flood hasn't been mentioned since the Christmas special.
Yeah, she has.
No,
She's
she
been
hasn't,
in there.
Ryan. That woman you keep talking about who's up at the space station and serving chips or whatever, it's a different character. It's a
Okay.
totally different character,
It
different
can
actress.
be a different character,
And a
yes,
different
but it's
actress.
the same actress.
No, it's not. That was
Okay,
Anita
fine.
Dobson in the church on Ruby Road,
Okay.
playing
All right.
Mrs. Flood. This is Susan Twist, which, if
Okay.
that isn't a pseudonym, I'll eat my hat.
Okay.
But it's a different person.
Okay. Don't get... Calm your knickers.
Well, I shouldn't have to
Oh,
tell you
them's-
twice.
Them's fighting words.
I loved it.
Woman... Let me see.
Oh,
Woman...
this is going to be fun.
Oh, shit. What was it?
You
This
really
is
want to
your
go
brain.
this?
Something about
This
Comic
is your brain
bosom.
going, danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, man.
I know I'm outnumbered here.
Yeah.
Do not say the thing that is about to come out of your mouth because you're going to be in trouble.
Mm.
Gonna turn out to be the same thing.
This could be interesting. I want to see if he fucks it up or if he actually manages to word it right. This could be fun.
No.
No, not going to risk it.
No.
There's a thing out there for Shakespearean Camda bosom, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah. Danger.
And I'm not Googling it at this point.
No.
I have no
Doesn't
idea.
stand
I have no
up.
idea what you're talking about, so that's all right. What do you mean I'm in denial? I'm not. I'm in Crawley. Do I look
Denial's
wet
in Egypt.
to you? Don't answer that. I really enjoyed Doctor Who and the Space Babies. It's your typical RTD opening episode. Nothing heavy. Yeah, we had the exposition, couldn't be helped. But it was nice. I enjoyed it, and it made sense in certain ways, especially the whole Bogeyman idea, which I thought was a great idea. Moving on, Doctor Who and the Devil's Cord. Did thumbs up or thumbs down?
Up. But I think it's one of those episodes that I wanted it to be a little deeper than it was. Like the concepts are really good and really powerful.
Do
The
you
idea
think
of a
they
world
may
without
get possibly embraced more deeply later on in the season? This is
Possibly.
a setup.
Possibly. I will say, however, I will trust Russell because he has a good track record with this kind of thing. I got burned with Chibnall several times thinking, oh, okay, this is going to pay off. This is going to pay off. And then it never paid off. I have higher hopes for Russell.
Remember, Russell's strengths do not lie in finales. I think he's only
like
ever
most
did.
of
He
them.
managed 2 good ones.
I like most of them. But I am I'm the unpopular voice most of the time. So, that's fine.
With whom?
Well, in general, like, there's,
No one should
A
go
lot of
around
time.
thinking that they're unpopular.
I don't mind. I like the episodes that other people don't like, and there's episodes that people hate.
I love
and
Love and Monsters.
Fantastic. Yeah, Love and Monsters is okay.
Can't stand Fear Her.
Fear Her, I think
You saw it
is a
through
really-
Dave's eyes.
Yeah, he
The whole
hated that.
the sub story, essentially, the metaphor being that Chloe's being abused by her father.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not subtext. That's straight out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that this episode will actually be better in the context of the season
Right.
is right now, because I think it's one of those that, like, when you look at it like a season of Star Trek and you have a kind of weird out there episode, but it's blended into the rest of the season, you appreciate it for being the oddball episode. But when it's just kind of there and we don't have a rhythm yet.
Okay. Well, it's a whole new rhythm that needs to be established. It's only 8 episodes, so
Yes, and I enjoyed it, and watching it right before Eurovision kind of worked nicely.
yeah. Anyway, who is the fourth mystery person in chat? Because we've got Jess, we've got Retta, we've got Brian. Who's the fourth person? Say hello, fourth person.
I only see 3.
Oh, according to my thing, it says 4 viewers. So,
Okay.
I know I don't trust it at all. When we had everybody in there, it said 1. So, you know, it's that
Maybe
good.
it's operating from a different base counting system.
Maybe. What about you, Brian? About the whole, sorry, about the Devil's Core, not about the...
As an Eldritch horror piece,
Sorry.
I like it.
Yep.
And I can see why you have to do a lot of the comedy for the Doctor Who. This isn't the season to be doom and gloom.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's no grimdark coming in this. Thank God. We've had enough of that.
We've had enough of that.
We do need some fun now, don't we?
But yeah, I think they really need to watch the power creep.
Okay. It'll be interesting because either I'm going to be right and it's just a one-off thing and things will be reset, or you're going to be right and it's going to be a case of, oh Christ, what's next? So,
But I do like that they explicitly connected Maestro to the toy maker.
which is one of the
Yes.
the legions.
Yes, they came out and said that, Daddy,
Daddy,
whatever.
yeah, creepiness. But I let it. I'm sorry he wouldn't buy you a pony. You don't need to take music out of the world.
Mhm.
The
Rocket
the,
Horse, toy maker.
She can
yeah.
make her own.
So, but I like that because that way you're saying this isn't another bad guy with huge powers. This is a continuation of that same group of bad guys.
And the thing is, the chief bad guy from there, the toy maker, took out the only other people in the universe who could act like that, the Guardians. They're gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
And that was referenced, I think.
it was
Yes.
referenced in the giggle.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And I do like that this is going back to the giggle, which actually says like, yeah, that was good. But it also says like, okay, when the Doctor scattered that salt, like if we're going to explicitly reference giggle, then that also references those 3 specials. All of that is fair game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So doing the salt and bringing, lying and opening that door.
See,
is
what got me was
probably-
I thought it was just a bluff. He was going to bluff them into
Yes,
delaying
I
them.
did too.
I
And I
didn't
think
realise it would actually have actual effects.
Yes. Yes. And I think it has effect because they believe it, not because the Doctor does.
I think you're right. I
Yeah,
do
their
think you're
thoughts
right.
Doctor is-
transform reality, and if they think they have a weakness, they
Yes.
have a weakness.
Exactly. Because the Doctor is bluffing.
Yeah. And then
Um,
realises afterwards, oh, fuck.
I
I also liked how Ruby
made a
had the
mistake.
Ood song in her.
She had
when
what?
she the
Oh, the
Ood
song!
when she was up in the air with the
That wasn't Ood
with the
song.
wings of music, she started singing the Ood song.
That's not the Ood song.
Yeah, start of it.
Okay, yep, you're up there with me on the UN Charter.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go that high.
Talking of eldritch beasts. I'll double check that, Brian. I'm not 100% certain, but I will double check that.
I'm not going to summon the
Please
maestro.
don't.
I'm
Please,
sorry.
Please don't. And like I say, that moment brocade jacket, violin, attitude, the dance macabre. It was me. Well, my character. That just knocked me off my chair.
I just had a Lannister moment. It was me. Tell them.
Me, Dance Macabre always means Jonathan Creek.
Understandable. To me,
I was waiting for him with his curly hair and his jacket to show up.
To
and
me,
save
it's a
the day.
song by Ghost, but
to me, you see, when I was in secondary school, we had two music teachers, one after the other. And the first one, he used to sit us down with books, which would tell you about the music, with pictures. And one of the tracks he decided he was going to do was the Dance Macabre. And I had loads of pictures of the dancing skeletons and everything else like that. And the Dance Macabre stuck with me. It's one of my very favourite pieces of classical music, which is why I chose it to be a basis for part of the trailers for the Buccaneer Chronicles. So it makes me want to finish them now, finish the series. Oh, that'll be fun. So, Doctor Who, and that was Doctor Who. I haven't said that in a long time. Can I just say, 1 hour 20 minutes.
On 2 episodes.
I'm bloody impressed.
mm-hmm.
We've
I
done
do
good.
think you should take the plinkety plonk piano version and put that in as one of the show links.
No. Do you want to know why?
Copyright?
Nope. Try again.
Why?
It would involve more work than you're willing to put in.
Or, put simply, I can't be asked.
It was really
I did like how they started doing the Doctor Who theme on the piano.
Well, this is it. It's the fourth wall break.
Yeah.
And Ruby's listening to it on the jukebox.
Yes.
They're fucking
Yes.
with us, the bastards. Okay, calm down.
Okay,
Calm down. Now then,
they're there.
who
Right,
listened to Sapphire and Steel Box Set 1, Story 1?
That would be you.
Who listened to the Paternoster Gang, Story 1?
I'm going to go with you again.
I couldn't listen to the Paternoster Gang because my head hurt too much at the time.
I told you I went Doctor Who to Tomorrow People.
Yeah, you got it wrong. But
Yeah,
sorry.
and
it's
you
been
have
an
made such a fuss.
incredibly busy
Oh,
week.
oh wow! It's the Paternoster Gang. Yes, please, Paternoster Gang.
Oh, I downloaded it. It's downloaded.
I can tell you about Sapphire and Steel though.
Yes. Tell me about Sapphire
Yes.
and Steel.
Tell us about it.
First
Have
of
they
all,
gotten out of the diner?
yes,
Okay.
they have. However,
They're on YouTube.
they're different. Steel
They
is
should
played. Steel is played by David Warner, and Sapphire is played by Maddie from House of Cards, Susanna Harker. Cool, that was a deep dive. That might come back again. In this one, a gentleman goes to catch the train. It's 1984. He catches.
They don't have good history with train stations.
No, I have to admit that did make me think as well. And he gets on, but it's the Second World War in another carriage. It's earlier than that in another. Come and say hello.
And another carriage is full of cats.
Time's having some fun. Sapphire and Steel turn up, and they obviously got to work out what the hell's going on, because they never get any clues. Nobody ever tells them, right, well, this is happening, and blah, 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 blah. No, just fuck off down there and work it all out for yourselves.
Yeah. They are essentially the Charlie's Angels of the time stream.
Yes, essentially. Quite frankly, hello there, angels. It's Blake Carrington, if I remember rightly. Right. And people's attitudes start to change. Slowly, they start to blame this one man. Why are they blaming this one man? Because they're all dead. They were killed. And in their memories, which are changing, it was that man's fault. Then Gold turns up, played by Mark Gatiss.
Never a good idea when Mark Gatiss shows up. He's always trouble.
Oh no, he's
really need
on
to
the
stop
side of the
having him
Angels
just
this
show
time,
up.
but he is a bit of a smug git. And he's a bit of a newbie as well, from the sounds of it. Steele's not very impressed by him, but he asked for him because he's got specific skills. I can't really give it away too much because a lot of this is all about emotion and effort of will over a practical thing. I mean, Steele is trying to stop the passengers from making their way to where this guy is, and they're just knocking down every barricade he can put up. So, did I enjoy it? Yes. Was it Sapphire and Steel? Oh God, yes. It's even got the music in the opening speech. So I'm really looking forward to listening to the second one for the next Flashing Blade.
I will put it on my list.
It's on the downloads in case it. No, Big Finish. I'm saying they're down. It's available to download now. Things have been cleared up. It's no CD anymore, but downloads. So yeah, worth it if you like your Sapphire and Steel. I mean, they're 1 for 1 at the moment. I tried to listen to the Paternoster Gang. I got about 10 minutes in. The trouble is my head hurt so much I couldn't keep going. Strax is stupider than usual, but still pant-wettingly funny. I can't say any more than that. Next week, well, Doctor Who and the Boom. See what I mean? No Boom today, Boom next Saturday. I haven't really decided anything on Big Finish. Give me 2 seconds. Let me have a look. See what's out. That means doing this, and that's going to be on the wrong page. Yes, it's on the wrong page. Okay, folks, say hello to my Big Finish account at some stage.
Howdy, hey.
Heidi ho!
Oh, it's taking forever in the day. There we go. Right. I don't know. I don't know what we've got coming out next week. We'll find out. We've got 2 weeks to worry about it. So there'll be some Big Finish. There'll be Sapphire and Steel. No, we can do the Blue and the Green, the Tomorrow People.
Yeah.
So the second Sapphire and Steel story from that first box set, and the Blue and the Green. Is it 8 episodes? Was that right?
Of?
The Tomorrow People.
Oh, I don't know. I watch it all.
Right. You mean you miss out on the cliffhangers and that amazing music?
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. Well,
Youth
you know.
today, I don't know.
Dave once did a mashup of the Tomorrow People opening with the dance that the girl does in one of the
No, it's only 5 episodes.
Sorry, you just made me think of something.
what is it?
I don't know.
The Ray Harryhausen movie where he fights the Colossus. the
Voyages
one-
of Sinbad?
That's
One of those,
it,
yeah.
Sinbad. Yes, there's one where a girl has like eyes on her hands and does a dance, and Dave once did a video mashup of that with the Tomorrow People music.
Hang on a second.
Entirely appropriate.
Yes.
The hell are we looking at here, Siobhan?
Hang on a second. Hang on, you'll like this. Because I did the mashup as well. Somebody else did it. As bastards. Sod you, I'm right. That's it. We're going back to my.
Instinct alike.
We're going to my channel because reasons. Videos. Talk amongst yourselves. Because it was a while ago. God, look how many episodes of The Flashing Blade are up there. Look
Yeah,
at
I
them
know.
all.
I have I make the playlist.
We've got a playlist, everyone.
It's in the Facebook group. We got a Facebook group, everyone.
We had a Facebook group for years. It just died when we switched to YouTube. I will find it.
Okay.
I will find it. I'm sorry. I'm on a
sound-
mission now.
You sound like Sting in Dune.
Ooh, that's going back a bit too far.
I will find it.
We're going to be here a while, yeah?
You know you can search specifically for what you're looking for.
I
if you
did,
want.
and it didn't work.
Ah,
It's
okay.
there, but there just aren't enough hits in it to make it come up as the first. Come on. As the
I'm
first
already on
thing.
disco clothes, so I don't know what you're looking for.
Right, hang on.
Because if you search my name on YouTube, like my videos come up.
Yeah, these are all my videos.
190 of them.
No, that's just the Flashing Blade. There's
Yeah, I
also
know.
an awful lot of gaming videos, a lot of Hartnell
There's
stuff.
the RP. There's our first Marvel game up
Yeah.
on there.
And it's not
Lots
like
God,
of
we-
Siobhan does shenanigans.
No.
I wasn't very good as a
It was rough.
I was very poor.
We
I'm
didn't
not
have a
gonna say.
VTT at the time. It was very rough, and I kind of.
I'm not a very good.
They
DM.
learned I am an evil DM.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I'm saying I've gone back before that. I've gone back to when I was GMing it.
No, I'm looking at it on the screen. You're gonna have to scroll faster because I still see our Marvel game.
Yeah, hang on. There's a lot of the City Hero stuff. This is really annoying. I should do. There we go. Found it. Aren't you pleased, everyone?
Words alone cannot express how
All
I
right,
feel.
you ready?
at the moment.
This is what I did, and the thing is, all right, I had to fiddle with the music a little bit, but, it works. The timing of it is just spot on. You ready? Everyone watching? A simple yes will do.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Come on, that was good.
So you did a mashup of the Tomorrow People in Class.
Because the class title sequence is a modern day Tomorrow People title sequence. Indeed, they've even got a hand there. And it just fitted.
Okay.
And I just chuffed it. I mean, how useless is that? But it was not. It was a fun thing to do. I had to fiddle with the music, and I've missed doing that. I really miss doing things like that. So next week, Doctor in the Boom, Sapphire and Steel Story 2, Audio Story 2. I have to make the differentiation.
It's not next week, Siobhan.
In Fortnite. And also...
We'll have two Doctor
The
Who's.
Blue and the Grey. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Right, so...
Two Doctor Who's.
Can I come back and start that again? So in 2
Yeah,
weeks'
go ahead.
time, thank you. 2 weeks' time, Doctor and the Boom and whatever the other one's called, but there'll be two of them. Audio Story 2 of Sapphire and Steel, and the Tomorrow People, the Blue and the Green. These two will hardly do any of it.
Okay.
I've already
in-
done the blue and the green just to be. I've said that all night.
In my defense, I was not home this week before 7:30 p.m. having left at 6 a.m. 5:50. Except for one day this week.
I'm so sorry. Are you after sympathy? To make
And then-
sure this show goes out every fortnight on time, I stay in every fortnight and go nowhere, and just wait to do it.
I am going
It doesn't matter that the shops have closed. It doesn't matter that she has nowhere else to go at that point. She stays in on purpose for it.
I will have to send you a YouTube link for the band performance. It isn't the one I went to, but it is the same band. Because I think you'll enjoy it. And at
Does it
least
have a
at the
violin and the dance macabre?
No, it's our school band, and I know
Oh,
we've all
please
sat-
tell me they're playing Mars, the
Marching
Prisoner of
band?
War.
march-
Are we,
well,
head-
they
are we
march
heading
in the-
towards the Portsmouth Sinfonia?
They march in the fall. They do symphonic in the spring.
Okay.
And they're really, really
Possible
good.
child. No, you see, you've lost me now.
They're very good.
By saying
They
that
are
they're
not.
really, really good. No,
They're not
Portsmouth
like-
Symphonium.
Oh, all of our instruments have been tuned by people who don't like other people. They're actually sitting there. If your eyes were closed, you'd think they were professionals. When they're a bunch of high school kids.
I weep.
So,
They're a
for the
field
future.
band?
they
This is
perform
American.
at our football games and stuff.
American alert! American
Do they
alert!
Do they
Yeah.
do, formations
yep,
and
Yep.
yeah, okay.
All that.
Yes,
yep.
Retta, it's the bandies that we know that you were.
Yes, it's that. And then in the spring, they do all their formal concerts and they go to what's the word I want? And they go to performances where they get judged. That has a name that I don't remember at the moment.
You see, my school was the unwitting nemesis of Retta's school in the band competition. We didn't know it at the time, however. Yeah.
MPA, that's it. That's where they go.
Yeah. My school, West Genesee Senior High School, shout out.
Lilibet, did Dave ever introduce you to the concept of the Portsmouth Symphonium?
Yes. And he thought it was very funny.
Guess
Thus
what I'm
spoke
having played at my
Zarathustra.
funeral?
It's not to be encouraged.
Yes, it is!
No, it is not.
All kazoo by everyone in attendance. Just laying that out there right now.
That's a possibility. I like that. I like that. a lot.
They were very, very good, and they did an excellent rendition of the 1812 Overture.
With
as part
cannon?
of their final concert. Well, as the band director said,
Come on, you're American.
we're
You
not-
like cannons?
Well, he said, for some strange reason, we are not legally allowed to have a cannon on school grounds. So we found the largest broken drum we own, and we're hitting it with the largest mallet we have. And the kid who was doing it is one of my, he graduates in a week. He has finished his classes. But was the kid playing it and is very tall and just went like this in the back.
How did we get onto your school band?
I don't know, but I said I will send you a link because I think you will enjoy it because you are a music person.
Yes.
I prefer the Portsmouth Symphonia, but okay.
You do not, you just think you do.
She's now telling me.
I
what
will say
think.
band kids really do put a lot of work in on it. I mean, they're out there for hours.
It
in the
feels like
heat
some
in
sort of
full
willing
dress,
slavery. A lot of your extracurricular
maneuvering
stuff
the
in American
maniacal
schools.
whims of others, and
Those band kids are out on that field practicing at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mhm,
It is 1.5 million degrees out there, and they're wearing band uniform.
mhm.
Can I speak?
No,
I said, I guess so.
Thank you.
what the hell? Maybe
I don't like it. I don't like the idea of kids being forced into after-school activities like your system does. You've got to get credits, and you have your credits, don't you? For
but those
extracurricular
after-school-
credits.
No.
no. You don't have to do it. I didn't do it.
No.
But do you get
I mean,
credits for it?
band is an optional class,
Yeah.
but marching band is a different thing.
I just think let the kids
Like,
be
Marching
kids.
band,
You
you
don't
don't
get
have to
credit
do
for
it.
No.
Anyway,
Um,
moving on.
Yes.
You don't even have. I
Moving
didn't even have
on.
to take music.
Moving on. Well, that would be the Portsmouth Symphonia again.
I took art.
Yeah, you'd fit in the Portsmouth Symphonia. I've got a clarinet.
I
right
like
there.
art. It was good.
My squeak pipe. Haven't played it in God knows how long. Right. What are you doing over the next fortnight? A little bit.
Prepping for graduation. That's my next week, and just work in general. Like my students are done, so I get pulled in for every little thing that they need an able-bodied person to do. Like, hey, so and so's kid got sick and they had to go home early. Guess who's in charge of their class for the next 3 hours? That kind of stuff. Hey, we need an extra person to proctor the Cambridge exam. Guess who's up? So that's me for the next 3 weeks, essentially. And then graduation is the 22nd. Practice is the 20th. And the end of this week, I'm getting to go to the graduation from a different school of one of my hospital homebound tutoring kids from a year ago, because I haven't done that in a year. I took this year off. And they had to finish testing. They finished school in 2023, but they had to complete their state testing. And they've done that. And they're getting to walk in this year's ceremony, but wearing their class of 2023 insignia. And over the intervening time, I met with them earlier this week. It's one of the lovely things I got to do this week, is they got married. They're very young, but so is...
The whole class got married?
No. This particular person,
Right.
who
Okay.
was my student in a tutoring after school. Well, it was after school for me. They had a lot of ongoing health issues, so they often couldn't attend class. So I was their tutor who came to their house and worked with them.
Right.
Get
Right.
them everything that they needed. Paid for by the school board, because students who have additional needs get that kind of support. So I haven't worked with them for a year. And now they're a fully grown adult. They're 18. But they're getting to walk with this year's graduating class. And I'm very excited that they asked me to go as basically a mother surrogate, which is
Aw.
really lovely. Their mother probably won't
Nanny.
be able to attend. Yeah, their mother may probably, with other circumstances happening, probably won't be able to attend.
It's all right. Trump, after all, they're stopping me from seeing my son graduating, won't be there.
He doesn't actually count as a human.
No, I totally agree with you. Von Schitten. Yeah, sorry.
I'm reluctant to include him in carbon-based life form. But yeah, so that's a lovely thing I get to do at the end of this week. It's one of those, May, as teaching seniors, is one of those times where you just get a whole lot of really lovely, beautiful moments. I don't wear mascara in May.
This is the payoff.
I will just be a raccoon all the time.
This is the teacher payoff. Yeah.
Brian, what
but
are you up to over the next couple of weeks?
It's lovely.
Plotting your demise.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
that's good. Do you want to tell people why?
The other end of the
Because on
spectrum.
Saturday we have over at Thaco Gaming another episode of Tales of the Astral Sea.
Yay. Shit, I've
Oh,
forgotten what we got up to.
shit's about to go down.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I have
You've
forgotten
had
what
your
we
little
got up to.
fun. You've had your little side quests. You've gotten away from the plot. Now you're back in it.
It's nice you think that.
That's at 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK, 12 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, so that's next Saturday. In a fortnight time, you'll have the Blade back with you. What am I doing over the next fortnight? Going to the hospital.
Fix your eyes.
Again, yes. They've worked out it is part of my disease. It's episclerosis or whatever, something like that. Episclerosis is just half the eye. Sclerosis is the whole of the eye. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but there we go.
They can just pop that out, right?
Yeah, I'm trying not to use my car because she's due to go back at the end of June. And I've only just done over.
That's the best time to use it.
Well, no. I don't take the piss. The lower the mileage on the car, the easier, hopefully, it'll be for them to sell on. Which means
Why is that a concern of you?
because it means somebody else will have an easier time getting a decent EV. And I
Steve,
don't
See,
also.
this could be the great time to go on that driving trip up to Scotland.
Well, now you're saying this. July the 1st, I get my new car, the Ioniq 5. It'll take a little bit of obviously getting used to, including the incredibly dull grey colour, galactic grey, everyone. However, there's obviously there's the Derby trip coming up at the start of September for Hooverville. That'll be a day trip. A little bit worried about that, but there we go. However, I'll have the buggy with me, so I won't be as tired. There's a chance I might be popping up either to Leeds or Cheltenham. I'm not sure where. There's going to be, hopefully, there's going to be a reunion of the Giallo Metalito Army. The very first MMO guild I was a part of, back in Star Wars Galaxies. A few of us might be getting together, and now I've got the car, I feel, yeah, I can do that. I mean, I can do it in this one, but I don't know why. There's a certain more sense of freedom now. And then at some stage, Brian, Adam and I are going to do the 500 around the north of Scotland. Don't know when. It makes sense to take just one car, but I think we're going to take the two because I want the chance to drive. I'm sure he'll want the chance to drive it as well. So, wait and see. But yeah, no, want to do that. I'm going to
Just
get
beware
out.
of the grey man.
Which one?
No, the one in Scotland.
There's a lot of them. Have you been to
Some mountain
Scotland?
has it. Well, yeah. No, you got a point. But they also have werewolves, according to Howl.
To Howl?
Howl.
What is Howl?
It's a movie.
Okay.
It's about werewolves in Scotland.
Okay. So Tooth and Claw didn't spring to mind.
No,
Okay.
no. Those werewolves are in London.
No, they're in Scotland.
Yeah, they're in Scotland.
Torchwood House is in Scotland. Oh,
Yeah,
are we in
but
Scotland
Those
then?
werewolves eventually go back to London.
They
and
do
sit on the
eventually go
throne.
back to London. They do.
So
do.
I'm talking current times, not past times. The werewolves in Scotland are in current times.
Unless they're on vacation.
Unless they're on
190 shows.
vacation.
190 shows I've had to put up with this.
Hmm.
And before that,
Hey, you've never watched Dog Soldiers. You don't know.
easily 500, 600, 700 audio podcasts where I've had the exact same reaction. How do I keep going?
Stubborn habit
Determination?
of not dying, but I'm getting better at trying.
I plan to live forever or die trying. It's that simple. No, I don't know what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. I've got nothing planned. Obviously, try and get the fence fixed. That's the main thing. So that's it. I enjoyed that tonight.
It was fun.
Very much so. Hopefully you guys at home did. No, that's wrong. That's the wrong one. Stop it. Yeah, we'll find it. Okay, that one. Right. This might be the right one. This might be the wrong one. I can never remember. Okay, folks. Retta, you asked a couple of things there. Yes, we have a Facebook group. Guess what it's called? And we're not having a duet on the clarinet because the timing over the internet would be a nightmare. Indeed, the Radiophonic Workshop made a benefit of that, but of course the Radiophonic Workshop would always do that. Say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bugger off.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
The third baby on the left was John Levine from The Time Monster. Goats.